Hello folks, this is Nigel at Spiritual Awareness New Zealand, or speaking for, and also for Weather Wars International, since I'm holding Rick's position there at the moment. He's away till October, and it's now here in New Zealand, Thursday the 13th of September at 1:47 p.m. and I want to go over with you a couple of interesting observations I've made. Firstly, on what's going on. Now this observation here, you see the jet stream going around the Antarctica. That's Antarctica there, and you see that it's actually connecting to quite a reasonable kind of a loop, so you've got a fairly normal flow going on there. That if we look at New Zealand, it's hitting the southern part, and there is some coming over from Australia, but anyway, there we go. Now let's have a look at the northern hemisphere, and that was at I think it's 800 feet or 700 feet. Now this is the northern hemisphere, and you see it's quite a disturbed flow, not for the northern hemisphere, not the usual loop. I mean, you do see that loop, but it's very broken, and that was one of the first observations I made. There's all these other subcurrents going on all over the place. Now, and these are just observations, just kind of interesting. Now, as we know, New Zealand, there's been quite a few earthquakes in the last week or so, a couple of weeks, and New Zealand is very much in line for a big earthquake. And on that note, I wanted to show you something, and this is to do with the sulfur oxide emissions, because, let me just switch that off and bring that up. And you can see that New Zealand here, we've got quite a lot of sulfur oxide emission coming from White Island. It's actually where it's coming from. If I can even bring it up closer. So it's coming from here, and then it's just sort of sitting out here and then blowing around over here and so forth. But that's coming from White Island, now, which is a volcano, and it's active. Now, I haven't heard any increase in activity there, but it certainly seems to be showing up here. I've been watching this for a few days, and it seems to be stepping up. And if you look at other volcanoes that are active, like over here and so forth, you certainly see some over here. You can see some pretty heavy stuff there. But anyway, I'm just saying this is something to watch and note that something's going on. Now you will see here some coming off from Banks Peninsula and also from Marlborough, and also right down here, because there is, let's say, there are releases happening of sulfur dioxide, usually under the ocean in those areas. So anyway, be prepared. Now, on a different subject, Hurricane Florence, we are going to take a look at that, and that is, let's go to this and move it around to that. Okay, so Hurricane Florence we have here, and it's just off the coast and getting quite high winds now. If you look at this, we have, let's just take that to around here. The highest winds seem to be around 700, 850, kind of, I assume that's feet. Right, now at that level you're getting, like up here, 187 kilometre per hour Now, if we look at the categories of hurricane, 187 is category 3. So you've got 178 to 208 kilometers per hour is category 3. So it's not quite at category 4 yet. Category 4 starts at 209. Okay, but it's getting right up there. As you can see, 189 is the highest level that I think I've got. I think I did get 190 at one moment, but yeah. So it's getting very close to hitting the land there. And then there is another hurricane developing over here. Something else going on here. This one is already 135 k's, so it looks like a major one as well. And there is another one which is going on, which is here it is here, near the Philippines, and this is a big storm. This one is already at there we go, 233 k's. So that is, if we look at the ratings here, that's already a category 4, right? About to hit the Philippines. So here we go here. This is evacuations begin in Philippines before storm that threatens harvest amid ongoing rice shortages. Right? So they are just in to do their rice harvest. They've got rice shortages, and they've got this about to hit them. Philippine officials have ordered evacuations and closed schools and offices as typhoon, how do you say that, Mangkhut, neared, carrying sustained winds of more than 200 k's, 125 mile per hour. We're worried about the 10 million people in the Philippines living in the path of this destructive storm. Now, the chances are that the damage here could be higher than in America, because probably we're looking at structures that are generally houses and so forth that are generally not so well constructed. So there's going to be a major fallout of this as this hits. Now, on the other hand, Hurricane Florence has apparently about 12 nuclear plants in its pathway. And it has been forecast to actually go down the coast. So before firstly sitting in the area, because it's actually very slow moving. So it's also going to do a lot of damage. And so yeah, we've got Typhoon Mangkhut, and we've got Hurricane Florence over there in the US here. And then down in New Zealand we've got this impending earthquake situation, which may or may not happen, but we're used to that. So so that's my kind of weather update. I can only say that that these hurricanes, that there are patents on producing hurricanes, and so it's every possibility in what it looks like at the moment. Certainly with that one in America, and probably this one as well, as they have been calculated to let's say coincide with some very interesting situations. The rice harvest over here, which is wiping out food supply. The other one over there, nuclear. Oh my God, that could really do some damage. And this earthquake, by the way, impending earthquake, apparently there's been a lot of chemtrails noticed around Blenheim, Nelson area, which is up the top of the South Island here, over the last few days. Now, if that is true, well, I don't doubt that it's true, but with that the chemtrails are usually dropped a few days before a weather event because they can use the metallic particles in the air to actually hit the electromagnetic frequencies to create a weather event, or a geoengineering event, i.e. earthquake. Now, if they are doing it around this area, that kind of concerns me, because this area here is very key for the alpine fault. In other words, that if they hit this area, it's a sensitive area, and it could set off the alpine fault line. Now, I don't know if that's the intention, but I'm just saying that the possibility exists. So that is about all I have for the moment. I'll keep you updated as much as possible, and this is just basically a quick update. So this is Nigel, and yeah, stay safe wherever you are on the planet. I don't think there's any safe place on the planet anymore. We all have, there's been floods all over Europe, and flooding in US, fires in California, and you know, what do we have down here? We've actually where I am in Hawke's Bay here, we've had severe flooding over the last week. Got a fine day today. You can probably hear the wind blowing in the background. We've got a gale force wind out there at the moment, but it's fine. Or it's not. It's a strong wind. Let's say, I won't say gale force. Strong wind, and there was so much flooding that some of the fields and so forth around here are still literally lakes. And I did see a big pile of dead lambs yesterday. There must have been about 30 lambs in just a big pile of dead bodies. So obviously some of the farms have taken quite a bad hit on their lambs and so forth. Okay, yeah, I'm supposed to be saying goodbye here. Okay, so I'll keep you posted on everything that happens from here. This is Nigel checking out.